Congratulations, Chinese People's Federation for World Peace in Japan. Have a great victory. Hello to all the guests and attendees from Japan and in abroad. Right now, we will hold 2021 Way of Filial Piety Cultural Convention in Yokohama. We are Yuhei Saito and Meika Lee of the Chinese People's Federation for World Peace. We will be MC for this event. Thank you so much. We will have simultaneous interpretation of Chinese and Japanese. Actually, Chinese to Japanese interpretation will be done by our member, Choi Senhua. And the English-Japanese translation will be Renette Pang. And the Chinese to English translation will be doing interpretation by Julan Pang. The Women's Federation, Chinese People's Federation for World Peace inherits the purpose of the Federation, which was founded in Hong Kong in 2018 with the aim of helping Chinese people in Japan to collaborate with Chinese people around the world and contribute to world peace and prosperity. It was established on October 19, 2019. Similar to last year's first anniversary event we had, we selected the venue here in Yokohama near Chinatown, which is the Japan's largest Chinatown. And we will we connect to all of the world and all of Japan via internet to hold this event. The world is unable to live freely due to the influence of the new coronavirus, but at the same time, we sincerely hope that it will finish soon, as soon as possible. We sincerely hope that through this convention, people can connect between Chinese people around the world to become stronger and bigger. Now, I'd like to introduce you our sponsor for this event today, Nobu-chan. This is the skewer restaurant. It will open very soon near Ueno station. So when you go to Ueno, please stop by at our Nobu-chan restaurant. Thank you for your support. Now, many people are interested in having business with China. And if you need support or consulting for the import-export business, please contact this company, VVC company. Thank you for your support. Then we have also received generous donation from Chinese People's Federation for World Peace headquarters. And also Mr. Pang of the Family Federation for World Peace Japan President. Thank you. So in order for you to deeply understand the activity of the Chinese People's Federation for World Peace in Japan, please watch the 3-minute video. Next, we would like to receive congratulatory remarks. First, from the World Chairman of Chinese People's Federation for World Peace. Dr. Zhang Jinyu.
南会长、各位贵宾、日本全球和平华人联合会各位会友。
Chairman Lee, distinguished guests, members of the Chinese People's Federation, World Peace Japan, and dear friends, good afternoon. Today, 2021 Filial Piety International Conference, held in Yokohama of Japan.
演讲也有关
There
于
will be keynote speeches on filial piety, cultural and artistic performances on filial piety, as well as award ceremonies of the composition competition of the culture of filial piety. This is really a great event in the filial piety culture of East Asia. I would like to send my regards to all members of the Chinese People's Federation, and as well as my sincere respect and congratulations for hosting this event. The family system and clan system are the basis of the long-term existence and development of human society. And through this kind of family relationship,
文化，
in
即使
Eastern cultures with special emphasis on filial piety, it is based on the natural emotions of
人
it
类
is the basis of human reproduction, survival, and development. And that brings the emotional
文化
development.
物质的需要，莫不是由父母长辈所提供。
And when the person is born,
有生育、
not only
教育、
beginning from the food and material needs, as well as the education, we all need to depend on parents, as well as
另一方面，
in fulfilling all kinds of responsibilities in society. And most importantly, we need to return to our parents' love, benevolent love, through our respect. And through the mutual love and respect for both generations, that's how filial piety
以及人之老，
is born.
以及人之幼，
And the extension of this kind of heart would be
这一代一代的
what
孝道文化的传扬，
makes a harmonious society. And this is based on not only a natural born instinct, but also education afterwards. And this is actually also a duty as a human being. A person cannot even express gratitude toward parents who have given birth to us and rose us, then we would not be able to imagine this kind of person could also show this kind of emotion for others. And the core of the human filial piety culture is to love and respect the elders, and also and through self-discipline and through hard work, and based on this kind of heart of filial piety, then can they give back glory to their parents by contributing to the society, to the nation, and to the world. And under the aging population and the low birth rate and broken families, filial piety culture is getting more and more important, and there will be new adaptations. Through today's keynote speeches, I firmly believe that this is very, very meaningful. I wish that this event can be successful, and I wish everyone good health. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next is the International President of CPFWP, Professor Thomas Won from South Korea.
President Lee.
소리가 안 들립니다.
Sorry. 对不起了。对。황장일 회장, 리빙란 회장,
Reverend Mr. Zhang, President Lee, members of the CPFWP Japan, and distinguished guests attending this Filial Piety events. All members, good afternoon. Welcome everyone who are participating in this Filial Piety event organized by the CPFWP Japan. I pray that everyone here who are involved in the movement in building an ideal world through ideal families, it is in good health, and that you all have a happy family. The Chinese Federation for World Peace pursues absolute family values. Each member is also a model of filial piety in the effort to practice this value. Without the completion of the family, we cannot realize an ideal society and an ideal world. To this day, families are facing crises due to materialism and hedonism. At this time, we need to work hard to restore the value of family ethics. I hope that the Chinese family culture, which has a long history and tradition, as well as Confucius, who was a great teacher and saint of mankind. We hope that we can relearn and spread his teachings on family morals and family ethics. The core value of the family is to show the way of heaven and the way of man. The way of heaven is the vertical absolute value of the family. The central principle of the universe is the father-son relationship. This is the most fundamental, absolute principle. This core value is filial piety. And the way of man is the way of the horizontal love between brothers and sisters. We humans are one family under heaven. Us, mankind, is a big family, and our ideal is the harmony of our compatriots from the four seas and a harmonious datong, or equitable society. Today, we've gathered here to realize this ideal. Overcoming the corona pandemic with the healthy body and mind, as well as mutual solidarity and cooperation, let us work together to create a peaceful and happy world family under God. A world of datong with our compatriots from the four seas. I pray that the CPFWP Japan will have a broader development and a brighter future. And we would like to create a new civilization through filial piety, and beginning from this World Assembly of the CPFWP Japan. I wish you all good health, and may your family be full of happiness and blessings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, even though he is in Korea, he spoke in Chinese. Thank you so much. Next speaker is the Mr. Lee Kuxing, Chairman of the Asia Pacific region of the CPFWP.
尊敬的全球和平华人联合会防疫周国际会长，
Huang Yabuju,
尊敬的全球和平
International President of CPFWP, distinguished Mr. Zhang, President Zhang, Chairman of Chinese CPFWPU, Taiwan, as well as Mr. Li Bingnan, President of CPFWP Japan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very glad to participate in the event creating a new world civilization by filial piety culture organized by the CPFWP Japan. In today's difficult world reality, it is really admirable to be able to host this kind of event. We all know that human civilization is facing great challenges today. Although the Chinese culture with filial piety as its foundation has thousands of years of history, it is undeniable that under the impact of materialism, individualism, and utilitarianism, the culture of filial piety today is also facing great challenges. Therefore, the theme of today's conference has even more significance of the era. Today, I want to provide some personal opinions. I think there are two foundations of the filial piety culture that needs to be re-understood. One is the foundation or the root of filial piety, and the other is the environment of filial piety. We have talked about heaven and earth, the king, the parents, and teachers, the five morals. Parents, when we talk about filial piety, we usually see our parents who have given birth to us. But when we look up, we have also those who are similar to, in positions similar to our parents. We have heaven and earth. Heaven is just like our parents, who are the dominators of our life, who raise us. Also, the earth is the nature who give us life elements. An emperor means saints, parents who are guiding us in our lives. And also, we have our teachers. Although teachers aren't our physical parents, but in our Chinese culture, we've mentioned the teacher, one who can be our teacher one day, we would always see them as our parents for our whole life. So when we talk about filial piety culture, we must connect it and elevate it to the level of heavenly parents and God, and expand it to heaven and earth, emperor, parents, and teachers. That's how we can build strong roots and foundation for our interpersonal relationships. Also, filial piety needs an environment that can nurture it. That's the family. And we need a filial piety, we need a action, filial piety culture, and also the heart that can nurture, educate, and train. That environment is the family. That's why we need to re-emphasize and see our families with importance. And that starts from husband and wife, from the holy unity of a couple of true love. Therefore, if we can give our filial piety culture with new life and new meaning, then we can give our contemporary human civilization new energy and open up a new era with new societal civilization. I truly hope that our event today can be carried out smoothly with success, and I wish everyone can be healthy, and I wish all the families can be happy. And with the revival of our Chinese culture, our world can also open up a new spectrum of peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So he explained to us the way of filial piety. Thank you so much. We have been receiving warm messages from all over the world. Next, on behalf of the organizers of this event, Mr. Lee Takahumi, Director of Chinese People's Federation for World Peace Japan, will greet you. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear. Seem to be having a problem with the microphone. Okay. Honorable President Oyamada, Mrs. Kuboki, respected President Yokoyama, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Noguchi, who will be giving a precious speech later today, and Continental Director of Family Federation for World Peace Japan. And there will be, for those participants, how are you? Besides everyone here who are attending face to face, we have about 1,300 participants from 10 countries are listening and participating. Thank you so much. I am Lee Takahumi, the president of Chinese People's Federation, Japan. Nice to meet you all. I'd like to thank all of our friends all over the world. And now the world is facing many difficulties now. There are difficult problems such as economic problems, environmental problems, unexpected diseases, wars, etc. But the more serious problem is that of the family being betrayed. There are countless countries around the world with divorce rates over 50%. Also, the population is growing negatively in Japan and in Korea. At this rate, Japan's population will fall by half in 50 years. And in 100 years, this beautiful country will be gone. Then what will happen to our descendants? Why is it like this? What can we do? Only when we feel happy and feel loved at home will our children want to get married, have children, and contribute to the stability and peace of the society when they become adults. Maintaining a family is often seen as invisible love, but it is filial piety that manifests that invisible love through action. Peace is said to start from the family. The family starts and develops from the filial piety of parents who love their children, children who respect their parents, and husbands who love their wives, and wives who love their husbands. With this motive, our today's event, we invited famous educators from Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Korea to discuss and teach us about filial piety. Also, we'll have time for students who are practicing filial piety at home to express their filial piety and gratitude for their parents. You'll hear them later. In addition, we also prepare beautiful dances and songs. I sincerely hope that these contents that we'll be sharing today will be beneficial to you. What the children did is they wrote letters to their parents in gratitude, and then we conducted the essay contest, and you'll hear from them. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Next, we'd like to receive the receive congratulatory remark from Mr. Masato Yokohama, the chairman of the Japan-China Friendship Council of Yokohama City Council. Mr. Yokoyama. Hello, everyone. The people who are present and then those people who are participating in online. I'm so honored to say that this special event is taking place here in Yokohama to represent a local government. I'd like to welcome you. Here, there's an event at the venue as well as online. I'm sure through Corona, even though there's Corona, you must have tried to make effort in many different ways. And I can see this event shows the representing of overcoming the limitation of Corona. So I'd like to really congratulate you, all your organizers. In here in Yokohama, we have the Chinatown that is biggest in Japan or in China. So together with the Chinese people who live in Japan, we like to work together. And that's why I'm here to represent all Japan and attending this event. In China, there is a culture of filial piety to show respect to parents. And that's a fundamental thinking for us agents. We show respect to our parents and our ancestors and be nice to others. We were born through parents. And then beyond our parents, there are hundreds and thousands of our ancestors. And as we live here on earth, maybe you think, oh, maybe you're not so worthy. I am not so worthy. But before us, there are so many people who really made effort and laid foundation for us to be born, so that each one of us is so precious. So through this video piety, we can learn the value of each person that we relate to. Through this event in Yokohama, we want to really connect to the world. I'd like to just greet you, to welcome you, and thank you for having me. Thank you so much for Mr. Yokoyama. Actually, I was born in Yokohama and raised and then my wife is Chinese. So I feel so happy that I can be an MC here to receive the Japan-China Friendship Council representative, Mr. Yokoyama. Next, I'd like to invite or introduce the leader of Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, Heavenly Japan President, Mr. Huang.
尊敬的将军主席，尊敬的行业都世界会长，
Respected leaders and ladies and gentlemen,
以及参加今天的世界华人联合大会的各位，
the core of the universe is.
大家好，
Oh, hello everyone.
我是日本大陆会长黄尚义。
Yeah. So I am the president of Japanese Family Federation for World Peace.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Pang Sang-hee. I am very honored I am the Continental Director of Japan FFWPU.
I would thank
I am very
Mr.
honored
Lee,
to be here.
the chairman of this event. Respected leaders and ladies and gentlemen, the core of the universe is parent and children relationship. Parents would sacrifice anything without holding back
子供は親の
because
命より
children
も
are
大切な
the substantial result of their love, which is more important than the life itself.
報いるために
In
子供
order
の
to
親に
respond to
命をかけ
this
て全て
enormous
を
love
購入してお
of
返しし
parents,
たい
children also invest
これ
everything
を
back to the
親孝行と表現
parents.
します
This we call
私が
filial
愛情の
piety.
孝を道
From
徳
the
学校
ancient
で
time
教えてます
in the Orient, it is taught that the
孝
filial
は
piety is the
本来
core of the
全
virtues.
ての
Because
行い
it
にお
is
い
the
て
core, it should
根
be the
本に
core
ならな
for
ければな
all
ら
our
ないことは
actions.
当然です
Therefore, the
そのため
greater
に
act for a
人
human
の
than the act
国
of
内において
therefore, no
親
greater
孝
act for
行よ
human
りも
than
も
the
っ
act
と
of
大き
filial
なことはない
piety.
と言ってますねしかし今の
However,
現実に見れば本
when
当
we
に
look at the
残酷な
present
こと
reality,
親の
we
前
see
前で
a miserable
法を
situation.
見つけることが困
It
難
has
になっ
become
てしまいました
difficult to find filial
このよ
piety.
うな時にこうしたいした大
Therefore,
会をするということは
I think it
大
is
変
deeply
時に
meaningful
かなった
and
非常
timely
に
to have
意
an
味
event
深い大
centering
会であ
on
ると
that
思います
theme of filial
同じく
piety today.
この大会通じて
Today,
各
through this
国の
event,
平和の基礎となる
we all must
法を
lead
拡
the
大しなが
whole
ら
world to build
全
an
世
ideal
界
world
が
through
一つ世
filial
界を
piety,
建設するのに
which is the core
私たちみんな
foundation
が
of
先頭
peace
に立て
in
な
the
ければならない
family.
でしょう2019年11月22日台湾
Uh,
台北マリオットホテルで
on
平和
November
平和
22nd,
文化人連合世界大会が
2019,
開
at
催
Marriott
され
Hotel in Taipei,
天皇
Taiwan,
皇后様席
the
で
Chinese
台湾
People's
日朝
Federation
廷連合の花子先生
international
は
event took
そ
place.
の基調
The
演説中
keynote
で
speaker, Dr.
全
Hak-chun
人
Han,
類が
emphasized
平
the
和に
importance
と
of
なり
building the
戦
one
争
family
と
under God, to
戦
build
争
the
のなき世
society
界を
without war
創建
and
すると強
conflict.
調され世界77億の人口の
There
中
are
で
7.7
10
billion
カ国
people in the
の
world,
人口が
but the
17
Chinese
億
people
人
is
になるので
1.7 billion.
中華人がまず先導に立
So
ち
she said
人類
that
一
the
つの家
Chinese
族の
people
夢を
should
こうや
take
って
the lead to
進む
build
ことできるように
the
協力
dream of
して
creating
くださいました
a
本当に
global
この
family.
こう大会を中心にこの社会がもっと
I really
平和
hope that
希望に
through
満ち
this
た
event,
未来が開かれる
where I will
大
end
事
my
な
congratulatory
私
remark
の
with
祝
an
辞を終えたいと
anticipation
思い
that
ます
through this event,
ご
that
清聴
society
あ
will
りがとうござ
become
いました
brighter and open up the future of hope. Thank you so much. So the world, mankind is one family. So through filial piety, filial piety is the core. So thank you so much, Mr. Pan. You spoke Chinese too. Wonderful. Next, finally, we would like to receive congratulatory remark from Mr. John Tae-yu, the chairman of the Family Federation for World Peace, Taiwan. Thank you.
尊敬する日本世界
Respected
家人連合、井高臣会長、そしてご来院の皆様、こんにちは。
Respected President Takafumi of CPFWP Japan and all participants, good afternoon. Congratulate the hosting of today's 2021 Filial Piety International event in Yokohama from the bottom of my heart.
儒教の教えにいろいろな先生方もおっしゃいましたけれども、こうは百行の元という言葉があります。この言葉は、こうはすべての善行の根本となるものであるという意味であります。父母の愛に子女が報いることがこうです。この子は父母と子女を連結する重要な鍵となります。国に対する忠誠心も世界平和を願う人類愛もみんなその根本は この項で出発します。したがって、
Loyalty to one's nation, as well as philanthropy that longs for world peace, are all in and begins from a filial piety. Therefore, filial piety is the basis of all behavior. Filial piety is emphasized and taught not only in Confucianism, but also in all religions. Even in the Ten Commandments of the Pentateuch, the first of all ethics for mankind commands to respect for one's parents. It's not a choice that you can respect your parents. It's a duty that you must fulfill. Jesus also taught filial piety as a commandment of God. Even in Buddhism, children should repay their parents 100 favors. If they fail to do so, they deserve to go to hell. Wow. The Quran in Islam also wrote that money should be spent for one's parents, and one should always talk politely to his or her parents and pray for them. The Family Federation calls this kind of filial piety hyojong, or filial feeling and heart, and emphasize filial piety not only for one's physical parents, but also for true parents and heavenly parents who are the parents of mankind. If this earth gets destroyed and we have to go to another planet in the universe, I think one value that we have to take is the um, idea of filial piety. When we talk to young people these days, many people complain about their parents, saying that they have done nothing for them. However, even if I think about it for a little bit, I forget that even a single life I receive from my parents is grace that I can't repay for the rest of my life. So I think in this sense, I think this filial piety if all people resonate that filial piety is not only the root of all actions, but also starting point of human happiness, world peace will come sooner. Once again, I would like to seriously congratulate you on today's event and end my congratulatory speech. Thank you. Yes, if we really feel the heart of filial piety, we can bring world peace. That was his message. Thank you so much. Next is the congratulatory song sung by Kaiko Onoda.
Nella fantasia io vedo un mondo giusto, lì tutti vivono in pace e in onestà. Sogno d'anime che sono sempre libere, come le nevole
Are you listening, Amma?
Nella
Bravo! Encore!
再见，我的爱人。Bye, my love，我的爱人，再见。Goodbye, my love，想见不知哪一天。我把一切给了你，希望你要珍惜，不要辜负我的真情意。Goodbye, my love，我的爱人，再见。Goodbye，从此你很永远，爱你在心里，希望你不要把我忘记。我永远怀念你，温柔的情，怀念你，冷酷的情，怀念你，甜蜜的吻，怀念你那醉人的歌声，怎能忘记这段情？我的爱在前，不知哪日再相见。再见了，我的爱人，我将永远不会忘记你，也希望你不要把我忘记。也许我们还会有见面的一天，不是吗？Goodbye, my love，我的爱人，再见。Goodbye, my love，从此和你分离，我会永远爱你在心里，希望你不要把我忘记。我永远怀念你温柔的情，怀念你热红的心，怀念你甜蜜的吻，怀念你那醉人的歌声，怎能忘记这段情？我的爱在前，不知哪日再相见。我的爱，我相信，总有一天能再见。谢谢。
ありがとうございました。歌人連合にふさわしく多言
Thank
語
you
で
so much. As suitable to our organization, she sang dynamically in Chinese and in Japanese.
次に前台湾観察員
So next,
ダン・ボーヤー様による
we'd like to, we will have the Dr. John Boya, the former director of Chinese Department of Control. Let us introduce the profile. Dr. John Boya is a doctor of medicine who holds doctorate in medicine from Kyorin University in Japan. She has also served as mayor of her hometown, as well as director of executive department or exec health department, chairman of the Central Election Commission, and doctor of the Taiwan president of the control department. Let us welcome Dr. John.
Talking about filial piety. As the saying goes, if there's no heaven, how can there be land? Without parents, how can there be us? Think about it. A life coming into this world must go through the stages of breastfeeding, nurturing, and education. And the year after birth is generally the breastfeeding period. Babies need parents to take care of them. Then can they gradually have the ability to take care of themselves and out of the arms of their parents. Therefore, in ancient China, there was a ritual of keeping filial piety for 3 years to repay parents for nurturing for them, even after growing up gradually. In the process of growth, parents still have to worry a lot and exert a lot of effort in the process of growing up. Therefore, in Chinese culture, Confucianism especially emphasizes that as a living individual, we must know how to thank our parents for giving birth and raising us up. Ancient said that less is the worst vice, filial piety is the most important of all virtues. In Chinese cultural thought, filial piety is considered to be the most important of all virtues. Confucius said, one's filial piety is the root of morality. This says that it's the beginning of all moralities. It's also the beginning, the root of education. That's why filial piety can be said as the core of the Chinese traditional culture and is also the most important element in creating social harmony and social order. And in the it says that the body and hair, skin are all from the parents. We dare not damage it as it is. That is the beginning of filial piety. And filial piety starts from serving the parents and ends with becoming a perfect individual. That means that we need to love our body. That's the beginning of filial piety because each piece of skin of ourself, our limbs, our hair are all given by our parents. We do not dare to damage it by anything. That is the basics of filial piety. And further from this, us as humans on this world would start to follow the moral and ethics and bring more productivity and development to the society. And that makes our parents proud. And that is the ultimate goal of filial piety. And that's why filial piety starts from serving the parents, and then we go and love our society, our nation, and also all the people of this nation. And that's how we can make contribution and bring glory to our parents. And humans, at first, we serve our parents, and we respect our elders. And Confucius said that nowadays the filial people, we always say that it's basically to be able to serve, but you know, horses and cows, they can also be fed and nourished. If there is no respect, how is there different? This means that parents, besides the material nourishment, the most important thing is to have the true love from the heart to serve and treat your parents. And that's not just mere meals. Dr. Hatchahan Moon always emphasizes and calls this kind of true heart towards heavenly parents and parents as hyojung. I think that is very relevant. And by ending as a perfect individual, it means to look back at one's life and to have no regrets and nothing to be ashamed of. That is being a perfect individual and the completion of filial piety. That means that as children, we need to walk on the correct path and not to make mistakes to make our parents feel ashamed. And it's best if we can bring more establishment and development in serving the society and the people so that our parents can be proud and happy. And that's how we can respect our parents and serve our parents, as well as to become perfect individuals and to become respectable individuals so that our parents can also feel proud. That is the ultimate filial piety. In addition, the traditional filial piety, its basis is to, of course, serve parents materialistically. And that is, if we have meat, then we should let our elders eat first. This means that filial piety also includes not to have any um, deficiency in the material lives of our parents. So regarding a serving of our parents, serving when they're sick is also very important. When our parents are sick, then we have to uh, diagnose them in time and care with care for them meticulously, and also to give them artistic care. But however, nowadays it has becoming more and more focus on efficiency in this uh, materialistic life, and the traditional views are becoming weak. That's why nowadays many children, when their parents are getting sick and old, they choose to send their parents to the elderly homes instead of them serving as themselves. That is why there is so much elderly depression in our society. That's some challenges or problems that we see in this society. In Taiwan, there are some groups. There are some organizations that hold events such as washing parents' feet on Mother's Day or Father's Day. This is a very meaningful event. When we are washing feet for our parents, it can bring children a very interesting feeling. When we are at that moment, as usually we as children always try to get from our parents, but at that moment when we take off the shoes and socks and wipe our parents' feet, and we can observe the feet of our parents and see how they have walked each step for our children, for their children, and how they have the kind of difficult path that they have walked for their children. And as they're wiping the 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 kind of legacy of the age that of their parents, and looking at their parents' feet and looking at their feet, and they can reflect how much their parents has lived for sacrifice for the family. That's why through practicing filial piety, not only can it make children and husband and wife and parents more with the relationship more smooth and loving, and to rebuild the family morals, but it can also um, expand to make expand to the society, nation, and to the world. Therefore, centered on filial piety, and through loving parents and elders and our emperors and all things, that is what Mengzi says about you love each other and you become benevolent people, and as benevolent people we love all things. And this kind of broad heart starts from loving our parents. And in nowadays, the world today, in facing this kind of diminishing family morals and social ethics, we should once again promote and develop the culture of filial piety and the heart of filial feelings, and emphasize filial education. That's how we can bring hope to our new future generation. Finally, I'd like to mention the great learning, or 大学, which says, after the household is settled, the country is settled, and the country is settled, and world would be peaceful. How can we realize the ideal world peace? And just as Reverend Sun Myung Moon says, it is only through building an ideal family then we can have a harmonious nation, and through this a peaceful world. That's why building a happy family is not only a must for each individual, it is also a fundamental basis for world peace. That's From this we can say that the Chinese culture of filial piety and this kind of value, this family that emphasizes family morals, is indeed a great contribution to the well-being of the whole human society and civilization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. John. You have summarized this critical content in short and easy form. Thank you. Next is the symposium. And then the symposium will be moderated by Mr. Masazumi Imamura of the Chinese People's Federation for World Peace, Japan. From now on, we will start the symposium with the theme of Creation of a New World Civilization by Filial Piety Culture. My name is Masazumi Imamura, who will be the facilitator of this symposium. Earlier, Dr. John gave a wonderful keynote speech on the filial piety of Chinese culture. In this symposium, we like to hear from the expert on filial piety culture who are from Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and South Korea. We have invited those experts, and we like to hear the core of Chinese culture and to reaffirm the importance of the filial piety culture. First, I'd like to invite Professor Yoshihiro Noguchi, the Professor Emeritus of Uekusa Gakuen University, who is visiting the venue today as a Japanese expert to make a presentation. Dr. Noguchi was born in Chiba Prefecture, and after graduating from the Faculty Education of Chiba University, he was served as an elementary school teacher, principal, professor of Hokkaido University, and other universities, became lecturers. And he is known as master of teaching, and he has made great contribution to his education, including lectures and classes for teachers and parents all of Japan. So let us welcome Professor Noguchi. Thank you. He is correcting the university that he graduated, name of the university that he graduated from. The limited time of 5 minutes, I would like to share with you the filial piety as a principle and original morality. That what it means is that the foundation of the virtue. My message is that of all the virtues, the most important is filial piety. Many of the dignitaries in their congratulatory remarks mentioned the same. In Japan's Edo period, 1603 to 1868, in Japan was the time when the culture of filial piety blossomed. It began in the 17th century and lasted for about 260 years until the middle of the 19th century. It was an important period in which the Confucian teaching of the 5 laws of life, so Japan opened up its nation where it's been closed to receive many visitors from foreign countries. And at that time, many foreign visitors came and observed Japanese people's living. And many of them said, even though Japanese are not rich, but their spiritual or internal life is very rich. That's what they say. And then the relationship between especially parents and children are very spurred. The parents really love and care for the children, and children respect their parents. So even from this, during that period of Edo, was obvious that Japanese people practice the value of filial piety. So when Japan opened up, and then many foreigners came and see, they were really moved by the depth of relationship in the families in Japan. And Japan later on became more envious of European culture. So then some notable people in Japan, they became worried. So, and then they open up certain values about Japan. As Japanese, what are the things we should value? And then they listed number of virtues. And to be Japanese means you must follow these values. And this means this imperial scripture of education stated that 12 basic virtues to be observed by Japanese people, which is the legacy of emperors' ancestors, and should be observed by all our descendants and subjects. So it was natural that all the Japanese citizens made a concerted effort to abide by these teachings. So this is like a constitution of education. So actually, Japan experienced losing the World War II. Actually, this the Japanese people have discarded, destroyed, and lost their virtues, which they should be proud of, in the name of democratization. It has become regrettable situation that we are not putting enough effort to keep this. So because the government failed to really uphold this and impose on the citizens, so then many people decided to democratize that virtue. So since the end of the World War II, Japan lost the core values which Japan upheld for centuries. So since that time, in the name of equality and freedom and so forth. Today's Japan society, some parents abuse their children, and children um, do violence in the house. So these values, which awed all these foreign visitors at the time of opening of Japan, just a couple centuries ago, but now Japan has changed. So that we need to come back to the value of virtues. For as a child, there's nobody more indebted than to a parent. So then, if Japanese people, if they really focus on this value of filial piety, then I think um, the problem of uh, um, mistreating others at school and in the society, this will instantly dissipate. Today, yeah, I'm so grateful. And this event today is taking place. You never know. You don't know the value and importance of this conference. So I really feel deeply through this event, and I want to reclaim those values of filial piety. Thank you so much. Oh, I wish we had more time, but then we only, yeah. I'd like to hear more of you. So even within this short time, he talked about the Edo period and then Meiji period and how Japanese inner or spiritual education have developed. Then we as Japanese could again recognize this history and then understand the value and importance of filial piety. So next, an expert from Hong Kong, I would like to invite him um, through like that's Mr. Wu, Eddie Wu, Director General, and he was born in Guangzhou, Guangdong Province in China, as a Director of Education Bureau of Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, the Chairman of the World Personnel Management Association, a visiting professor of Faculty of Industry and Commerce Management at Hong Kong University, Industry and Commerce Management of Shanghai University. He has served as an emeritus professor of the Faculty of MBA and the Vice President of the Board of Education of the University of Hong Kong and has made significant contribution in many fields, including education administration. He has a title of gentleman. Let us welcome Dr. Ng.
This is Eddie from Hong Kong. And before I start, I really want to say a couple of words. I would like to heartily thank the organizer creating such an opportunity that we are able to get reconnected online around the world. And this is important, keeping the communication intact and be constant. This is such a grand event, so meaningful, and having such an opportunity to say it in person. Family is the school of love, as well as our contribution and responsibility for everyone. We always say family is the core of the mankind's livelihood. In the Chinese culture, we do say actually family is the core for individual, for the group, for the community, for the nation, and for the world. Without the family in operation, none of us actually would have a fulfilling life as such that we have in the past, present, and in the future. I would like to particularly mention the role of family being so elaborated through this pandemic challenge. And everyone will have be regulated on the social distancing acts and rules governing us not to leave home that often these days, but stay at home. For that reason, all of a sudden, the family has a new environment. Father and mothers are back to the home, and kids no longer going to the school, and adolescents, young people would have to stay at home as well. So you only have two choices in passing your time daily. One, interacting with each other at home, and interacting with people online. These are the two standard patterns of life these days. Imagining at home, what will you do? That's the best place for protection. That's the best place for social, emotional, psychological support, including financial. And no one would guess you, no one would challenge you. You feel 100% comfortable at home because every members of the family and that you trusted so much are together now, having a lot more time than before the pandemic. Home is so important. What's the baseline of keeping the family as one? That is filial piety. It represents actually the unconditional total trust and love for everyone in the family. And also showing genuine from the heart in terms of mutual caring, and not the least, mutual support. With love altogether, this is what the filial piety is all about. However, we should remember not just taking the filial piety of family as a noun. When you are learning English, there's always the word could be a noun, could be a verb. We don't just take it as a context in terms of noun or definition. We need to actually act on it. That is the verb. So it's a very simple way of teaching the kids right now. Don't just take it as a noun, also take it as a verb. That means you need to act on it. If I look at the today and for tomorrow, how to go through the post-pandemic sort of rebuild and facing the new normal for everyone, I would say, let's remember, filial piety is the best way to build a person's character, value system. This is the key, and you are able to do that and elaborate that and nurture at the family environment. So this is what the family is all about. Not only that, the way that we are able to face up tomorrow is basing on the support through the relationship, through the filial piety and the family. We will be able to rebuild our hope as well as the confidence for the future. And that is the key we need to reach out again post-pandemic. Confidence is one. More importantly, we are able to have the confidence and strength and trust to co-create the future after the COVID-19. Therefore, I would like to stop here by refocusing. Don't just take whatever we said and discuss as a noun. Make sure that it's also a verb, that we all act together for a better family, and that the world of love would be able, in the world of trust, would count on what we are going to do after this particular session for everyone's responsibility and contribution. If we are able to communicate all this to the people sitting next to us, every member in our own family, in our community, in our school, I'm telling you, the world will be a better one tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. He had shared, based on his abundant experience in education administration in Hong Kong, there is an opportunity to rebuild a new home centered on Filial Piety after Corona, and not only use it as noun, but also use it as verb to concentrate on our action of Filial Piety. We receive a wonderful, powerful talk about raising the issue. Thank you so much. Next, we'd like to invite someone who's participating from Korea, Dr. Thomas Oliver. Actually, although he is an American and he holds a PhD in comparative religion and Confucianism from Harvard University. And under the guidance of Professor Du Wenming, an internationally renowned Confucian philosopher, he obtained many experiences and so forth. After that, he taught at universities and research institutes in Canada, US, China, and South Korea for 25 years, and is currently the president of National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies in Korea and the international president of the World Peace Professor Academy. Let's welcome Dr. Thomas Oliver.
大家好，おはようございます。Thank you very much. Glad to meet you. As you can see, I was not born as a Chinese, but I've been partially adopted through my wife, Grace Lee Sellover. Let me show you. Together with my beloved wife, we've been exploring the spiritual dimensions of Chinese cultural tradition. Today, I would like to share with you about filial feeling and the roots of a new global civilization. I also want to express my respect for my teachers with regard to filial piety, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, who have manifested parental love and taught the way of filial piety toward heaven. They have also established a network of peace NGOs around the world to help build a new world civilization. I also want to deeply respect my professor from Harvard University, Du Weiming. Professor Du has dedicated his life work to adapting Confucian thought for the contemporary world. Filial piety is an amazing concept and an amazing practice. Confucian tradition teaches that respect, loyalty, and compassion are learned in the family atmosphere. Filial piety deepens the relationships which connect human beings and advance the common good. It's not that the vigorous adult is dominating the poor little child, but rather that the now mature and aware adult child is willing to bear the burdens of the aged parents and help assist them in their way of living. The Analects of Confucius says, 孝弟也者, 其为人之本与. Being filial as a child and deferential as a younger brother are surely the roots of human kindness. So being a true human being, expressing human kindness, and fulfilling human responsibility, those three are all connected together as a set. Now I want to show you a Chinese character, a kanji, that you probably haven't seen before. It looks like this. We haven't seen it because it was lost for more than 2,000 years and discovered in a series of bamboo texts that were unearthed in 1993. As you can see, this character is composed of two parts, one representing the body and the other representing the heart and mind. We can say that this character together represents the unity of mind and heart and body together. Now, the scholars who study this ancient written Chinese language report that this character is an alternative character for this one, for Ren, for the human-heartedness that connects us together. Applied to filial piety, this means that filial action and filial feeling together produce filial culture. So this is the genius of Chinese traditional culture, action and feeling together. Now, in terms of feeling, we can find filial feeling all over the world. Wherever we have families, we have parents and children connected together. Filial affection, then, is the basis of filial action. And yet, it's particularly in Chinese culture as a gift to the world, which has provided both a language and also a series of practices to help strengthen that filial feeling. So, this is a commonality that we share as human beings, but it's particularly strong in Chinese traditional culture. So, if we want to spread that culture out, we see it's a kind of cultural DNA which has linked the Chinese tradition these many thousands of years. But that cultural DNA can be spread to others as well, because within the four C's, all are brothers and sisters. And that's the foundation of the New World civilization. So, to create a new global civilization based on the culture of filial piety, parental love is the seed, and that's already there. Filial feeling and filial action are the loving response that we can participate together in and also promote to the whole world. Thank you very much for the chance to be part of this gathering today. 谢谢大家。
どうもありがとうございます。Thank you so much. From the standpoint of deeply studying Chinese culture against the backdrop of the Christian culture, he gave us a valuable story that Chinese culture centered on filial piety. Today, that the Chinese culture can contribute to world peace and prosperity. He said this filial piety is a DNA for us Asian people. So next, I would like to ask Dr. Chen Jiamin, who is attending online from Taiwan, to make presentation, who is the last of the 4 experts we invited to this symposium. Dr. Chen Jiaming graduated from the Department of Philosophy from Fujian Catholic University in Taiwan and received a master's degree from Institute of Philosophy of the National Central University and PhD from the Institute of Philosophy of the National Political University. He is currently Associate Professor of Chinese Literature at Chuzhou University, specializing in Neo-Confucian sexual science and so forth. Let us welcome Dr. Chen.
各位日本华人会的贵宾，大家好，我是台湾中
Good
正
afternoon, everybody. I am Chen Jiaming from Taiwan.
天道。
Today, under the theme of Filial Piety as the way of heaven, I'd like to share my views on filial piety as a fundamental virtue in Chinese culture. First of all, filial piety is a fundamental virtue in Chinese culture. Just as Confucius' saying goes, filial piety is seen as the most important part of character education and the fundamental virtue of human beings. This means that through filial piety, one can become someone who can have smooth relationships in the society. And this doesn't only mean that one feeds the parents, but it also starts from the heart of respect, just as it's the same as feeding a dog, a cat, keeping a pet. Then what's the difference if we're only feeding our parents? That's why the internal filial heart of respect is what matters more. That's why the root of filial heart comes from benevolence. So we say that one must know the age of one's parents, so that we can make sure that we're happy for their longevity, as well as worry about their aging body. That's why as children, we should always be worried about the health of our parents. So filial piety is benevolence. The heart of filial piety is the heart of benevolence. But what is benevolence? It is something that we all have. It is our conscience. So the heart of filial piety comes from our conscience. How we can feel the love of our parents through our conscience. So I'd like to give an example in 论语. So one of the apprentices of Confucius, Zaiwo, had a conversation with Confucius. So at that time, each person, when their parents pass away, everyone needs to fulfill this ritual for 3 years in condolence of their parents. And Confucius responded to Zaiwo, who did not do so, say, your parents has done so much for you. And now, after the 3 years after the child is born, then the parents have to put in at least 3 years of complete devotion in raising that child. That's why the children needs to have at least 3 years completely to repay that kind of heart. But Zaiwo couldn't understand and still did not repent. That's why Confucius scolded him by calling him lacking of sympathy or benevolence. That's why Confucius' heart, or the benevolence, has to be based on heavenly way, the way of heaven. The highest dimension of filial piety is to serve heaven with filial piety. If you look at Xiaojing or Li Ji, we would say that one serves parents just like one serves heaven. Or I Ching calls the way of heaven as parents. That's why us humans are the children of heaven and earth. That's why we should also pay that kind of filial piety to heaven and earth. That's why being filial to our parents means we are being filial to heaven. And towards heaven, we also need to have that kind of filial heart. So, as conclusion,
教是源自于人出于天，
we come from heaven.
是天。
Heaven serving our parents means serving our heaven. And now in modern China, it is wrong to disregard religion. Therefore, in order to promote Chinese culture, we would need to go back to the religious dimension of Confucianism. And we were talking about about Confucianism, we would need to talk about the way of heaven. And just as Confucius pays respect to heaven, we also need to respect heaven. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the filial piety heart come from to return indebtedness to the parents who raised you. And then the way of filial piety is the way of heaven. That was a very deep message that you gave us. Thank you so much. Okay. We receive messages, important lessons from 4 experts from 4 different countries of filial piety. So even the we have questions for because of time, we only accept 2 questions from our participants. So then questions to Professor Noguchi. What specific methods and plan you have in mind for the revival and reconstruction of filial piety? I think it's pretty difficult, actually. What I mean is, because this law of filial piety is based on the marriage, the children who are born in the marriage between man and woman. In the past, we had the extended families, grandparents, of parents, great parents, and then also they had children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. So that we had this vertical line of values or the relationship, vertical relationship. But after the lost of World War II in Japan, because of equality, this vertical line of respect have broken. That's why in order to reconstruct this, it's pretty difficult. So it's almost impossible without changing the central thinking. Actually, people now, people are asking for, people have allergy about making a unified consensus because they say, oh, what about individual rights? We have freedom to think or pursue what we want. So then it's very difficult to unite centered on the unified value. So like those of you who attended this conference and then really agree with this value of filial piety and think slowly, you might create this kind of unity. So then I'm I'm an educator. So if the people said, okay, let's go and um, let's reinstitute these core values of filial piety. But then now people have the value of individualism, uniqueness, and so forth. So with this value, we can unite. So then we must come together to consensus to have a good value. Thank you so much. You were talking about a grassroots movement. Dr. Noguchi has been working through grassroots, and through grassroots, let's make this value of filial piety the mainstream thought. We hope we can do that together. And I hope we can bring this to our government to instill this value as the part of like a policy. Thank you so much for your valuable insight and sharing. Next, the second question. We'd like to ask Dr. Jen Jiaming, who's the fourth speaker from Taiwan. And he said the way of filial piety is a way of heaven. So then let us ask, so how should we put into practice in our lives this filial piety?
陈教授，您的麦克风没开吧？对对，听不见声音。你讲讲话看看我听不见。
不好意思，请钱家明先生，请再一次回答一下好吗？
陈教授，您那个麦克风没有开吧？
失礼いたします。
我们听不见您的声音。对对，您的是 mute 了。要不您就对着 line 讲吧，这个 line。Michael， 你别请我翻译。我是听得见的。是。OK，
接麦克风。好，这样可以了吗？这样有没有听到？可以。
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So, for the question just now, thank you for all the scholars' question. And here, I'd like to offer a way to practice filial piety, because an ideal family is a family of 3 generations we have grandparents, parents, and children. A family in which the three generations can live in harmony. But in the reality right now, the contemporary world, it's not that practical. However, in reality, as we as children, towards our elderly parents, we should serve them as they are living with us. So for example, just like always contacting them constantly or visiting them. Especially, it's important that we take our children, the grandchildren, to meet our grandparents, the grandparents, so that they can also pay respect to their grandparents. That's what really helps in unifying or bringing harmony to the three generations, and that is a great way to put filial piety in action. So that I think that it is very important to teach our children, the grandchildren, to learn how to respect their grandparents, and so that this could also provide an opportunity for the grandparents to love their grandchildren. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about the technical problems just now, but thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Yes. He is someone who is practicing this filial piety in Taiwan. He says that ideally to live three generations at home is important. So then he's saying that parents have to show the model, example of filial piety to the children, then the children can learn. That was his reply. So today we ask for expert um, under the theme of creating a new world civilization through filial piety culture. And then we have the corona environment, and the people are staying home more. So actually, it is the opportunity for us to rebuild family relationship. Yes, so that's a positive attitude, and I hope this filial piety can make contribution to bring about world peace and prosperity for humankind in the future. So I think that you can feel that culture can contribute to the peace and prosperity of the world by expanding the place of thought and practice of filial piety to the world. So I would like to once again applaud the expert teachers, professors who gave us wonderful talks from their perspective and professional expertise. Thank you so much. With above, the symposium will end. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah. We were able to learn so many wide range of concept from our professors, teachers in different fields and in 4 countries. Thank you so much. Next, it's time for performance. Yeah. I would like to introduce Mr. Yamato, who will be performing. After graduating from university, Mr. Yamato experienced studying abroad in Guangzhou, China for 3 years. While studying abroad, he wrote and composed a school song for the Japanese school of Guangzhou, and it will be sang as a former school song until today. After returning to Japan, he made his major debut, and since then he has continued his freelance activities. And he has gained support across generations of all ages by making songs that transcend the boundaries of genres from rock to enka. But thank you, Mr. Yamato.
皆さんこんにちは。 大家好。シンガーソングライターの大和と言います。今日は中国にかつて留学した経験がありまして、
My name is Yamato. Because I studied abroad in China in the past, so that I was invited to sing at this Filial Piety event today. I'm so grateful. That was 30 years ago. So I don't really have a chance to speak Chinese nowadays, but sometimes people invite me to come and perform at some Chinese events. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Yamato is some representative of the name or phrase of Japan, but I like to pretend I'm Chinese to sing this Chinese song.
At that time, there was a song of like a popular song. That was the time when usually most pop songs were from Taiwan. And in that time, and there was a song, Tonganga. There was this singer that I really liked, and I would like to sing this song who was sang by that person. And I really like this song, and I really like to I would like to share that song with you all as well. It means the song means that to lay down one's roots. Please enjoy.
多少脸孔茫然随波逐流，他们在追寻什么？为了生活，人们四处奔波，却在命运中交错。多少岁月凝聚成这一刻，期待着旧梦重圆。万卷潭水终究会流成河，像一首苍白的歌。一年过了一年，爱上机会这一天，让血埋在想念，擦干心中的血和泪痕，留住我们的缘。多少岁月凝聚成这一刻，期待着旧梦重圆。万卷潭水终究会流成河，像一首苍白的歌。一年过了一年，爱上机会这一天，让血埋在想念，擦干心中的血和泪痕，留住我们的缘。一 사감 신감비 쉐하레이흥 뉴주오멘디게 뉴주오멘디게 뉴주오멘
Thank you so much. So I prepared two songs. So today is the theme is the filial piety. Talk about and then after this, I heard children will gonna share their the filial, write a letter toward to parents.
And after I've graduated high school and I went to Tokyo for university, and after a few months, that's when I've actually first went back to my hometown. And in that summer, and there in summer nights, I saw there was a very beautiful moon, and I was walking with my mother, and we would see our shadows stretching along the road. And after a few months of life in Tokyo, I felt like I've grown up a lot. Although my mother was so small, and I just felt she grew so small. And as I've grown as an adult, that kind of feeling just stayed in my mind. And as I later on, as I began debuting as a musician, I really wanted to sing. Really want to express that kind of feeling, and that's why I've made this song. I've composed this song to express how that scene of me and my mom walking in the midsummer's day night. That was the first time I came back to my hometown and walked with you on the road. Different from the blue sky, under the bright moon, we could see two long shadows. And around living in the urban area for half a year, although nothing really happened, but looking at your small shadow, I felt that I've become an adult. And although I've been apart from my parents, I've become slowly an adult, a grown-up. You've given me life, and you've brought me up, and lives connect. I can't even forget that night, me walking with you under the moon. I've been strangled by my dream, and I was living my utmost best every day. And now, although I can't return anything to you, but you demanded nothing, and you were just protecting me from far away through the moonlight, and I can see your face under the moonlight. And as seasons go by, and just as they flow by, I
became a parent myself.
and finally I can understand how you felt.
And I tell my children about these stories.
I
parted you when I was 19, and I became parents gradually. I became adult.
Lives are born, lives are nurtured, and as time go by and lives are connected, even now I cannot forget that night and that summer, how I was walking with you under the moonlight. Lives are given, lives are nurtured, and as time goes by, lives are again connected. Even now, I cannot forget that summer when I was 19, how I was walking with you under the moonlight. And even now, I cannot forget that summer when I was 19.
The path that I walk with you under the moon.
Thank you.
It was a very passionate song. Thank you. And it was a song that can reflect on the summer night when he was 19. Thank you so much. Please give him a big round of applause. Next. So we would like to start award ceremony for Filial Piety essay contest. Today's award ceremony is for elementary school students to high school students nationwide. We felt composition or essay contest with the theme of Letter of Thanks to Parents and composition by Filial Piety. Today, we will be commending the Start Dash Award. Start Dash Award is the first, one of the first inspiring letters that was delivered after the commencement of this contest. The winners are Kitagawa brothers and sisters, siblings. They are participating through online. Congratulations. Next is the honorable mention. Congratulations. Can you see us? So I feel they must be really close family. The elementary school level, junior high school level, and high school categories are selected as honorable mentions, and 3 each. From the elementary school level are those 3 students. And for junior high school category, we have these 3 names that's posted in the middle. And for the high school category, and we have 2 winners of the high school category, Hori sisters. Please come on the stage. Next is the Award of Excellence. And again, from primary school, junior high school categories, 3 categories. Oguri Shoma is the winner of the elementary school category. And for the junior high school category, the winner is Yumi Hashimoto. She's from Tokyo, and she's participating through online today. And for high school category, Michie Todani. And she's also participating through online today. 3 winners, congratulations. Okay, finally, let us announce the winner of grand prize. Again, primary school, elementary school category, junior high school category, and 1 person has been chosen from each category. And those winners will read for us their essays. The primary school category Grand Prix winner is Horumi Arai. Okay, let us hear her. Let her read her essay. Parent who gave me life. Arai Harumi, I recently started thinking about my relationship with my parents. If I didn't meet the parents who gave birth to me, I wouldn't have been born. And I couldn't write this composition or have a normal life. Now, I can understand how important my parents are. Since I was born, I want to be able to express my feelings in action. If I grow up and have children, I want them to know how important their parents are. To that end, I want to understand that how hard it is to learn from parents, school, family, and relatives, and to give birth. For my future, I want to be strict with myself for the preparation for when I grow up. To that end, I believe in a bright future and strive to do so. Above all, I am impressed with the parents who created my future. Thank you. Thank you so much. Talked about the greatness of parents and gratitude to our parents. Let us give Harumi Arai a big hand. Next, the junior high school category grand prize winner is UA Kamii. She's joining us from internet. A filial piety that I can do. Be a person who receives heavenly protection and appreciates the heavenly grace. This is the wish of my parents who gave me the name. Uh, my age is in the puberty, and I feel that it is the age there is a greatest amount of rebellion against parents. I am one of them. I cannot be really honest, and I easily scream and talk back to my parents, and that happens often. I have I'm so difficult to express my gratitude to my parents. And if we face a rebellious period, this puberty, will not be filial piety or filial children? Such a question came up. And take good care of your parents to do your best. That is a significance of filial piety. I worry because I was far from that from I was so far from that. Until now, I have been told, let's be filial. You have to be filial, which is almost the best story I have heard from my seniors and teachers. It's very important. But I didn't know what to do, so I was thinking about it in a roundabout ways. At that time, the meaning of my name came to my mind. Thank you for the benefits you receive from your parents. I wondered if such a thing could be the one of filial piety. I have benefit a lot from the parents who served me from the moment I was born until today. So I need to express daily the word gratitude and then can continue to do like that, so we may be able to take good care of our parents. But I feel that what I need most is to say thank you to my parents. I hope can overcome my rebellious period in this way. And if I can be my parents' wish for heavenly protection and become a person who can be thankful, I'm sure my parents will be happy. To that end, I want to say thank you every day. And I want to realize the kind of person my parents wish me to be. What a heartwarming letter to your parents. Thank you so much. Third category of high school category grand prize. There are many participants to this competition. The final winner is Mina Iwata. So she is here. Let us hear from her writing.
There, the Superman of my home. There are two reliable Supermans in my house. One is my dad, who goes to work from morning till night, and another is my mom, who balances work and housework. My Superman can be transformed into anything. My dad is a driver, dancer, a comedian, butler, and a photographer. And my dad, who became a driver, who can take you anytime and anywhere by car or motorcycle. He can send you to a station or take your friends out to play. He is the best driver. My dad, as a dancer, he always tries to improvise, and he always delivers this tasteful dance that only my dad can do and brings a smile to the family. My dad is a comedian, skips a cold father's gag, and handles both. But my dad, as a butler, listens to my selfishness, and he always leaves the last strawberry for you and wakes you up so I don't get late in the morning. My dad, as a photographer, shoots movies at school events. He always takes me, and he is my proud personal photographer. My mom is a cook, a fashion coordinator, a counselor, doctor, and a school teacher. My mom is a cook cooks 5-star meal every day. Even when she is sick, she is tired, she has no holidays. And from early in the morning, she will make lunchbox as we've ordered. It is more delicious than any convenience store. My mom, as the fashion coordinator, will come up with outfits together. Which dress would look better with these pants? And there are even times when she accompanied me for more than an hour. My mom, as a counselor, she is a great a, a companion when I have problems. Not only are the problems, but even the smallest things, I always like to open up to her. We always laugh and cry together. The time always passed so quick, and it's always so happy. My mom, as a doctor, is always almighty. Sometimes she would put a bandage on me, and she would, sometimes when I'm sick, she would be with me. And there's no other effective treatment than this. My mom, as a school teacher, always explains anything that I don't understand. From because of the because of her, I got to understand about history and I fell in love with this society. I really have great respect for my parents. It's not that my mom receiving any pay from anyone. As I look back on my life, I was full of things that I took for granted from my mom and dad. It was because of my parents that I am here. That's why I'm now filled with gratitude. From today, I would not take everything for granted and I would not forget all the things that you've done for me. And I want to be proactively thanking you all the time. And if there is when I start a part-time job, I'll put some money in the piggy banks in our house. And if I get the prize for this composition, I'd like to offer all the money, the scholarship back to you. And I want to become a Superman just like these two people. And I'm really proud of my mom and dad, and I will do my best in my study and playing and helping out and student association so I can be a proud daughter for you. Thank you so much for the two of you for how reliable you are, and thank you for your support.
Isn't it wonderful that you were born under your parents and you want to give back to your parents? That was a really nice story. Thank you. Please let us give them nice hand. Okay, now we'll move on to the award ceremony. So this time the winners will receive the certificate and the prize money. So first, we'd like to invite those who received the grand prize. Okay, the two of them are present here. Please come to the center. Okay, certificate for elementary school student grand prize, Horumi Arai. You are recognized at the 2021 Filial Piety International Convention in Yokohama, the Filial Piety Composition Contest sponsored by the Chinese People's Federation for World Peace as the grand prize winner in the elementary school student category. May 22nd, third year of Reiwa. Chinese People's Federation for World Peace Japan, Representative Director Takashi Lee. Award ceremony. The winner of grand prize of high school category, the rest is the same. Next, the honorable mention of the Filial Piety composition contest. Yu Horihama. And certificate of Filial Piety composition contest. Next. Certificate. The Filial Piety composition contest. Honorable mention. Hori Hanai. Apologize, the interpreter didn't get the names. So those winners, please come to the center. We'll take the group photo. Please give them a big round of applause. And the children who are joining through online, you too have really beautiful smiles. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So there are other winners who were not able to attend today, and they will be presented with certificate and prize money at later date. Once again, congratulations to all the award-winning students. Now, let us invite back again the representative of organizers, Mr. Lee.
How was the event today?
Was it good? Were you moved by the children's writings? There were many people who prepared for this event voluntarily and sacrificially. This includes those who spoke passionately today, and then there are 25 staff who dedicate to preparing this behind the stage. And they work so hard, day in and day out for many days. I want to use this opportunity to thank them all. I would like to declare to you the activity for the next year of this Chinese People's Federation, Japan.
In Japan. So us, we are working as it's been a year since we have been founded, and last year, for the past year, we would like to
invite members paying paying members. And then we receive like 90. I forgot the numbers, but I think 90 members. So by November, We want to receive another 100.
And by next year, we would like to, our goal is to have 1,200 members. I would not be able to do this all just by my own power, but when we have 120 members by October, then if each member can get 10 more people, then I'm sure that this goal of 1,200 would be possible. And secondly, today, I was really touched by all the children who've written their letters, and us CPFWP
and we want to really instill in our children the value of filial piety, and then as they grow up, then go into the society, they can be people who can make positive contribution to the families, not only to the families but society and to the nation and world.
Now there are many children who wrote their letters, and I've made a panel to look at, judge all the letters, and we've chosen, after a hard decision, we've chosen 5 children. And in the future, in order for the kids to work harder, I've really thought hard, and I've made a determination. It is to
Oh, it's like a word of filial, a way of filial piety. We want to have this filial piety event once a year at least.
at the end of May. And from next month, each year, and for each month, like 12 months a year, we would like to offer scholarship for a child each month.
Yeah, those people who received the grand prize today, those 3 students, they will receive monthly stipend of about $50 every month. So other participants, please make effort to practice writing. So then you enter the contest next year, you might win. If you don't win, try again.
And number 3, this International Filial Piety event, we would like to host it once a year. And it's also held in other parts of the world in July, September, December. So now, because of the Corona pandemic, we have around 70 people, but online we have around 1,300 people who are participating and watching this. And I felt so encouraged that next year I would like to host a 10,000 people event next year. And number 4, this year in Malaysia, November, there would be the second World Assembly of the CPFWP. And because of the pandemic situation, so we want to encourage all the Chinese people around the world who are working hard for world peace, and we are preparing a World Chinese People Peace Prize, and we would like to honor the Chinese people. And if you have anyone in mind, please nominate them. And us, Chinese people around the world, we would like to develop and continue to contribute to world peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Representative Lee. So in order to spread the filial piety culture, and he has goals to gain more members for our organization and to support scholarships to these filial children. And then we will continue to hold such wonderful events in the future. Thank you so much for your powerful declaration. In order to nicely close this event, I would like to invite back Mr. Yamato to have a closing performance.
皆さんお疲れ様でした。
Thank you for your hard work. And later, it seems that it's going to come to an end, the event. And after I've heard all the contents, and as Mr. Lee has said, President Lee has mentioned, and he has started the CPFWP from himself, like as an individual, like one person. And as I've heard the last greeting, I hope that to sing as an encouragement for President Lee as well. So I hope to sing the song of man to encourage. And this is a song that I've composed when I was young, and it wishes, and since we have so many young children here, then I hope you guys are all the hope of the world and for the society. So I really hope that you can work hard continuously for the society. And if you have a dream and have a goal, it's usually hard to be understood or accepted by the people around. But the more greater your dream is, the harder it is to be accepted by the society. It's very common. So you might feel lonely, but I hope that this is a song made for you. Of course, there are also many ladies in the room, but I hope that this song can be a song for your encouragement in chasing your dreams. And my first verse would be a song of man, and the second verse would be the song for the women. Yes, please enjoy.
びし一心不乱に身を尽くし女道切ないまでに潔いありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Bravo, bravo. So now we like to sing together. So especially the students who received the awards just now, please come on the stage.
Tomorrow will be better. This is a song called Tomorrow Will Be Better. 明天会更好. Though we're in this kind of situation, we hope to bond everyone's heart as one, and we would like to sing from our hearts. Let us sing together. 明天会更好. Well, it's kind of like a live event, but because it's an international event, that's why we have a Japanese, Chinese, English, and Korean. So yeah, let's sing together.
轻轻敲醒沉睡的心灵，慢慢睁开你的眼睛，看那忙碌的世界是否依然孤独地转个不停。春风不解风情，吹动少年的心，让昨日脸上的泪痕随季风干了。抬头寻找天空的翅膀，候鸟出 唱出你的热情，伸出你的双手，让我拥抱着你的梦，让我拥有你真心的面孔，让我们的笑容充满着青春的向往，让我们期待明天会更好。
轻轻敲醒沉睡的心灵，慢慢张开你的眼睛，
看那忙碌的世界是否依然孤独地转个不停。
日出唤醒清晨，大地光彩重生，让和风付出的影响谱成生命的乐章。唱出你的热情，伸出你的双手，
让我拥抱着你的梦，让我拥有你真心的面孔，让我们的笑容充满着青春的骄傲，让我们期待明天会更好。唱出你的热情，伸出你的双手，让我拥抱着你的梦，让我拥有你真心的面孔，让我们的笑容充满着青春的骄傲，让我们期待明天会更好，让我们期待明天会更好。
Thank you so much, everyone. That was a great song, very fitting to close this wonderful event. So we could connect to
Chinese people all over the world, and we would like to express our heartfelt thanks to all of you. And we would continue to strive with substantial actions in promoting world peace. And here we would like to invite you all to join us as our paid members.
I know you all are busy, but in spite of your busy schedule, we're so grateful that you decided to participate in our event today. And
also, all the distinguished guests who have participated this event through the internet, we would like to express our heartfelt thanks. And with all of the above, we would like to conclude the Chinese People's Federation Hyojung Filial Piety event in Yokohama.